Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Dark Sector on Brutal Difficulty. This is the the 8th chapter, called Unnatural History. And we have a big brawl to greet us in the beginning of this chapter versus all these guys. So it's not going to be until the next chapter that I actually pick up a heavy-duty assault rifle. So that will mean I have gone through the majority of the game, 80% of the game, without buying that particular weapon, but that's just how long it takes to accumulate a lot of money. I could have bought it beforehand, but I decided to just go with that handheld weapon. And this chapter is going to be about 25 minutes in length. It would have been at least double that, so I had to scrunch up some of the footage, like this for instance, which was just taking forever. And I believe I misspoke before in an earlier chapter with the assault rifles. You get 3 slots right away, and you can apply 1 upgrade card to it, so you can have 4 slots to fill it with upgrade abilities. It's only with the pistols that you have 2, and then you can apply 1 extra one for 3, so it's 3 slots total, or max I should say, for the smaller weapons, and then 4 for the large weapons. I wish it was a little bit more flexible, and I don't know, I'm kind of in a debate as to what is actually best to do. I guess there's no wrong way to do it, but it just seems like reload's important. Clip extending is the clip extender is important. The firepower is important. The fire rate's important. Accuracy is important. You know, it's just like what's less important for you, because you only have 4 slots, which makes it a really tough decision. So we have some more of these. We just have a bunch of these guys here. So look for. Okay, there's another item right there. Another box. So this gun holds 38 rounds per clip. I think it comes with 30 standard, so every time you apply an upgrade for the clip extension, you get 8 more bullets per clip. So I'm thinking to myself, is 8 really worth it? You know, going in for that purchase with the assault rifle, because what I do is I'll fire off a volley of shots, and then I always reload after. I'm just extremely impetuous about reloading. Even if I fire like 1 or 2 rounds, I always just reload right away. I just, you know, call me crazy, but that's just how I am. So with that in mind, it's probably pointless to get the clip extending up, whereas if I'm going to be reloading a lot, it's more important to me to get the reload speed up. And you can apply 2 of any kind of card to the upgrade slot, so I could apply 2 to the reload and then have 2 other ones for other things, possibly fire rate and firepower, or I could just use 1 of the reload abilities. So tough decisions. Okay, so we finally got a save point. Now we're going to do. There's one battle that's pretty challenging, although I didn't realize you got a checkpoint on it. So I was going to say it was going to be one of the tougher fights of the chapter, but it really isn't. I don't think there really is any tough fights in this game, to be honest. But I'm just thoroughly enjoying playing this campaign, even for the 2nd time in a row. There's always a unique charm about completing a game once and then going back and starting a new campaign, especially if you're going to make a guide for it. It's just, I don't know, I guess you'd have to be a person who makes guides to appreciate that, but it's never really a a chore to go back and resume and start another campaign. It really isn't, not for me anyway. So I think this is where the big fight is up here. You'll notice that there is a crate right there. I think this has an item in it, or maybe just rounds. Yep, just rounds. And I died a couple times here on my first campaign. What's going to happen is you're going to get access to a turret once you clear this section, and you can hop on and off it at your own discretion. It's just that you want to watch out for any enemies who go nearby you when you're on the turret, because then you have to jump off, shield yourself, and then shoot them very quickly. So it's really a great debate about what is more important, because everybody has an opinion. Some people they want accuracy, some people want reload speed, some people want their fire rate to go up, which I think is pretty important too. And I think that if you have the firepower upgraded and accuracy, like firepower and accuracy, you really don't need to have a clip extender, because you'll end up wasting fewer bullets, not only being more accurate, but having more, getting more bang for your buck, if you'll excuse me that colloquial expression. But if you've got a really powerful gun that's just tearing up enemies, you don't have to shoot the enemies so much. It just makes sense. So hop behind the sandbag right here and grab that item, and then just take care of anybody who's left over in this venue. And then you're going to hop on the turret if you want to. It's really not that good, the turret. You can't zoom in and aim, and it's very weak, but at least it doesn't overheat. There is one section when you're on a jackal on the 10th chapter, and it's pretty tough because the enemies destroy those pretty quickly. So I would say that that's one of probably the most challenging area in the game as far as a fight. We will have a boss fight in the next chapter, but he's a piece of cake. He's so easy. It's just like the same old routine for the boss. The rule of 3, where you just do the same thing over and over again 3 times. And it's like there's no variation of the fight. It's just the same exact thing over and over again. Literally. Like, he doesn't get stronger or smarter or make you sharpen your reflexes or anything like that. It's simply you do the same thing 3 times. So if the bosses aren't really challenging in this game, and as you may recall earlier in this video, I said that the fights really there's really no challenging fights in this game either. What makes it appealing for a hardcore player like myself or others who watch my channel, because my channel is a niche channel. It's more for serious gamers. It's not for casuals. The channels that are about casuals, those are the ones that have tens and hundreds of thousands of subs, which I'll never have, and which I accept, and I don't give a shit. Yeah, really watch out for these guys. These guys are pretty problematic. But going back to that train of thought, if nothing is hard in this game, why am I playing it? Why would I recommend it to serious gamers? And I'm going to answer that with what I answered before, namely, the controls work so well. It's such a fine-tuned game with such polish. It's just, it has a lack of creativity to it. That's the only thing that I would fault it with. But there should be a difficulty above this. Because as it stands, you can take a lot of damage on brutal difficulty. Like, I've died less on this mode than I did on my first campaign, only because I know exactly what I'm supposed to do now, and I'm more skilled at the controls and handling the character in the situations. But this difficulty mode may as well be easy mode, and that's kind of sad too. But there should be a couple of modes above this where you get killed, like in Gears of War 3, or the other Gears, or Spec Ops: Line or Uncharted. because I think I could handle that. That would be pretty manageable. Anyway, you're going to notice an edit right here because I was running around looking for loot. And you're going to have a couple of guys in this area where you need to throw the blade. Now, these guys can actually jump over this and come over to your location. I think they just teleport. So just watch out for that. I like when I throw the blade, it bounces off something and it hits and kills them. That's nice. But this is a fairly easy puzzle to do. It's not really a puzzle, it's more of like a test of your skill with maneuvering the blade. Ooh, almost got killed here, but if you were watching closely, there was a save. There was a little loading area where it said saving when I was coming down the stairs. So I think this whole section could have done without that checkpoint. But what I do think is that there should be a checkpoint on all the phases of the final boss, because it's really tedious, because what you've got to do is throw the blade a lot of times and aim using the aftertouch. And there comes a point when after dying so many times, and you got to reload and do all the precision aiming, that it really starts to wear on your patience. Okay, so that section's clear. Now we're going to go over to this area. There's a turret right there. You're going to need to use... you can actually use the shield if you want to, but the invisibility lasts longer. But not that much longer. And it's going to be after we kill the boss of the next level, I believe. That's when we get the ability to throw back projectiles. And I can't believe that comes so late in the game either. Now, okay, this part's really bizarre here. I think what you're supposed to do is turn invisible by the door so that it thinks you're not next to the door and then it opens, but that doesn't really make sense. Normally a door will have like a weight next to it so that it knows to open when there's a weight next to it, like at a stoplight. When there's a certain amount of weight from the cars, then the lights change. But what happened there? Did I reload that fucking checkpoint? I'm sorry if that happened. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but all I know is that if you eventually get through, it's normally because you've turned invisible. So yeah, this is really weird. Just accept it though, and then turn invisible here so you don't trigger those lasers. Then you get a checkpoint right here. And you might be able to skip these guys, but I just say to hell with it. Let me just kill these guys. And that's why this footage is really sped up. But really watch out for getting... There's been a lot of times in this campaign where I've got back into a wall and I've tried to roll out of the way and get to another area because I'm almost dead. And I'm getting caught up in enemies, just trying to evade roll. But I'm clipping on the enemies and it's not letting me roll past them. So, if you're ever red, just tap that shield button very quickly with the triangle button. And always do these finishing moves here to give yourself time to regenerate while you're doing that animation, because you do have iframes from other enemies. So this has been a fast project. I'm almost on chapter 9, just 2 more videos to capture and then speak over. And the reason I speak over all my videos is because when I'm watching a guide, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear somebody talking about the game, and I want to hear somebody, competent, not only talking about it, but talking about it competently. Because just gameplay is not good enough. It's not helpful enough. So anyway, this here, I could have legitimately died right there. I'm not sure why it grant me so much leniency, but I'm thankful that I got that leniency. And here's another fight with the blue guys. And this fight here, was this... I don't think I died here. I might have. But yeah, I think this is kind of challenging for some reason. I think these guys are just the way they teleport and they move around so quickly. Now I'm trying to do the charged shot right there, and a lot of the times when I'm doing that move, I'm aiming at the enemy, but the blade just hits the environment, so it doesn't even damage them. So that guy may have had some HP off of him to get him into the finishing animation so quickly. And I would have liked to have seen upgrades for the blade too, different perks. Maybe managing it easier with the controllers, you know, the sensitivity or the distance, the draw distance that you can throw it. That should have been implemented in this game. If not in an upgrade, then at least when you're throwing the blade. Now this part here, obviously I'm in their range, so you got to be really careful. Or excuse me, not well, I am in their range, but I'm also kind of in their line of sight because I'm on a bad piece of cover here. There is an item to the left, which is a briefcase or an attaché case with a card in it. I don't believe it's a cache. But there wasn't too much cash to be found in this chapter, I discovered. In the next chapter, there's a lot of cash. Or rubles, whatever you want to call them. Firepower. Okay, now we're going to go down the stairs. Oh, you'll notice that we're back in this garb now from Chapter 1. There was a cutscene, I have no idea, but at least we're back in this nice, this really cool costume with the mask on it. So it looks like we've interrupted here a fight versus humans and these infected creatures here. So once you're alerted, the guys who are fighting pretty much team up on you, so this can be pretty challenging when enemies go to the other side and start shooting at you, and you've got to adjust where you're standing. But in a pinch, you should definitely use your shield. Do finishing moves where applicable, and you know, if you have to, just you know, don't bother conserving your ammo anymore, especially if you're going to perish. So just a lot of enemies in this area too, coming from all over the place. Here's a fresh spawn right here. I'm not sure why that shotgun wouldn't pick up. 4 attempts it took me to pick this damn thing up. So I cast the shield right there so I could shoot out of cover. Nice, we got another reload speed card. And we should be nearing the conclusion of this chapter pretty soon. If not very soon. We got more spawners. Fortunately, I had a weapon picked up in on my inventory so I could use it. Now I'm just going crazy with the shots so I don't end up wasting any. But you kind of do end up wasting some by being inaccurate. So keys to success in this game, obviously you want to stay in cover completely. If you're out of cover, activate the shield if you're far enough in the game to activate it. and just really manage your bullets, because this campaign I've not run out of bullets ever. I don't believe I have, and that's because I've done a lot of this, a lot of throwing the blade, and you might as well. It's a free sub weapon. It doesn't take away your ammo. It's pretty powerful, even though it might be a little slow. But that should be the final enemy right there. Oh, there's more. There's quite a lot of these guys, aren't there? What we're looking for that door to open to the left. I think that's where we need to go. And we've seen that animation for like the 50th time. So here drops in another guy here. So shoot him, take all of his HP off, get to the finishing move, and then just finish him off. The aftertouch can be good also for seeing where enemies are located. Not necessarily if you want to hit them, although hitting them is nice if you can angle it correctly. But sometimes you just want to see around a corner, which is really nice. See where enemies are located. And I really like how everything just slows down to a crawl when you throw that, giving you enough time to use the blade effectively. So here this guy's teleporting around the environment. I'm going to hit him, subdue him, finish him. And the door's still closed. You see, it just gets kind of drawn out here. And it just stopped being fun. Now we even got another guy in the door here. Here you'll, if you can, avail yourself of the electricity. For some reason I didn't. Probably because this battle got so intense when I got in here. With, just the cover right there, getting disposed of by their attacks, and me just trying to preserve my life because I didn't see a save point. So if you die here, you're really going to be in bad shape if you have to start that whole fight over again in the previous room. Okay, so we have some. Looks like we have some gunners down the way. So I used the cloak to come in here. Looking for items. And now we're going to go through this room, take these guys out. Okay, and I pulled that assault rifle to me. That guy was an easy mark right there. Okay, this room here, really watch out for those turrets over there. Use the invincibility and then step back here, definitely. Because if you're behind here, they're not going to shoot at you. So whenever you're not walking around in combat, you want to use the invisibility. Magic, I don't know if that's the right word, but looks like they're not even really turned on, so they're not much of an issue whatsoever. Okay, so there's another attaché case. Now what does this have? Money? No, Enferon shells. I honestly don't think those are very effective. But hell, they might be, but I'm not going to put them on my gun. Okay, so this room was just an item room. Where we need to go is in this elevator right here, and it's going to take us actually right up to Chapter 9. So I'll see you there, and I'll be at the black market, so meet me over there.